Visions, a history of the Royal School for the Blind, Liverpool. As told by three young people, 2 boys and a girl, and 2 older gentlemen. This takes the form of talking heads against a background of an optician's illuminated eye chart.
Just walking through the front door to an unfamiliar place, you could feel the buzz and you could feel the happiness of everybody.
A young person's hand running along a wood-panelled wall, walking on past a tiled pillar.
I just remember walking down the corridor, just being able to have that new feeling of it's a new place, it's a new beginning.
In the original School for the Blind, the children or young adults, whoever were there, they were only allowed to do whatever it is that was provided for them.
A sepia photograph of a group of pupils in a shoemaking workshop.
For example, like basket making, rope making, or whatever it is.
A young person handling and smelling rope.
It would have been hard for them.
But if that's the only thing I could do, I'd probably do it. In them days, you still probably would have felt grateful.
Honestly, I'd just turn around and refuse to go and do basket making. I'd just end up sitting in the house and not doing anything.
2 older gentlemen sitting side by side.
I went to the Weybridge School for the Blind in the 50s. In those days, yes, you went into law, physiotherapy, and then the trades, piano tuning, shorthand typing, secretary work.
I suppose in a way I'd feel very isolated because it's just that one thing.
A young person playing a cello.
They're not given an opportunity to expand more on what they love.
It was different because you were away from home. I mean, when I was at junior school, some of it was really quite unhappy because I wanted to be at home with my mum.
It's better than it was because it's Monday to Friday, then I'm home for a full weekend and then I'm back again. But I love it here, so it's good.
Off I go down to London, get the train down to Euston, had to get the underground down to Charing Cross, get a train out from Charing Cross to Elton Wellhall Station on the southeast edge of London, get a bus to the college, get to the college, round the duck pond, into the place and waiting for interview. So I go in for interview and this person from the far corner speaks up. She said, can I ask Mr. McFarlane, as a blind person, how much of a burden are you going to be to other students?
No, in a sense, blind and visually impaired people won't be a burden. And yes, we do need to be better than others, because if we're not, employers are just going to go for the ones that the safer option and not actually take a risk and go with a visually impaired person or maybe even a blind one.
So the only bit of bullying I've really came across, I'd say would probably be when I was in year 1, year 2. Because I couldn't see, he wouldn't just come up to me and start punching me. He'd come up and sneak up behind me and do it and things like that.
And they just wanted to be mean because the young boy was different. It almost sounds like the bullies didn't get that.
I don't think it would happen now, but then you still get people saying comments, because I had a comment a couple of months ago to me, and yeah, so I think you still get other people out there with comments like that.
Hearing Frank and Joe, they've made me more determined.
A young person holding a microphone and wearing headphones.
So Joe,
yes, sir.
You got an MBE. How did it come around of you getting an MBE?
How to know friends and influence people, I suppose. No, I was lucky. The biggest shock I ever got. I became involved with long cane mobility.
A wooden frame holding long grey canes with balls on the tips.
This was before the RNIB had got any mobility centre. There was no long cane, or a Hoover cane as we called it in those days.
A pair of fluorescent yellow trainers walks down a corridor with a long grey cane.
It was actually a planned lesson. which was perhaps the most important thing that we were doing.
To help instruct with long cane was one of the most important, vital facets of education for blind people.
So the feeling of having a cane with you makes you probably more, well, I'd say it makes the blind person more safe, well, feel more safer.
You just learnt your way around, and you learnt to get around, so that you didn't sit down around doing nothing. So different lifestyle, certainly, but there were lots of advantages of going to special schools.
And you were always willing to do it because you had this empathy with the kids.
One of the older gentlemen walks down the corridor. A young person's hand reaches out.
I remember walking down the corridor. You could feel the buzz, you could feel the happiness.
To hold onto the arm of another young person.
I can be the way I want to be and plan my future here. And I just remember being so happy that I'd had that opportunity to become a new person.
In memory of Joe Lampton, MBE, 1928 to 2017.